Welcome to our next presentation. And unlike the rest of you, while you guys were having a lovely Christmas and New Year, Kalamazoo Resources have been working hard. They've been very busy over the last 2 to 3 months. So that's why it's great to have them at the Virtual Gold Conference. They have assets in Victoria, but also over in the West in the Pilbara. Really busy with lots of news coming out. Luke Reinehr is the chairman and CEO. The ASX code is KZR. Write it down. Very exciting news coming up. Luke Reinehr, thanks for joining us, and we look forward to your update.
Morning, Kerry. And look, thanks for that very kind introduction. Certainly appreciate the opportunity to provide an update on certainly what's been a very important 2020 for Kalamazoo and what's shaping to be an even busier 2021. Well, these are the usual forward-looking statements, Kerry, and they also include a list of our various ASX announcements, which provide some further details relating to this presentation. And also what I've included here is our JORC table for the Ashburton resource. If I can, Kerry, I'd just like to give you an update of and a summary of the Kalamazoo story. I think, as you said, we're very unique for an Australian gold explorer, and we've got major assets in both the Victorian and the Pilbara goldfields, which are two of the most highly rated provinces today in the world. As a result of Fosterville's success, which we've all heard about, Victoria is now going through a second gold rush. And fortunately for us, we were first movers in Victoria and acquired 100% of two of the major gold fields about 2 years ago. Location-wise, our Castlemaine and South Markerford projects are about 45 kilometres to the south of Fosterville. Our view, Kerry, is that these locations and settings are the right combination for a world-class discovery. As you said, we've been very busy over the last 12 months at Castlemaine, and I'll go into some greater detail later as to our most recent drill program. What has got us excited, though, is our discovery last year, or late last year, of an epizonal high-grade gold antimony system at South Markerford. The mineralisation there, Kerry, is very similar to what we've seen at the nearby Fosterville and Costerfield mines, and this is going to be a major drilling focus for us during 2021. It's well known that last year, we purchased the Ashburton Gold Project from Northern Star. This project's got a total inventory of about 2 million ounces at a very respectable 2.5 grams a tonne. And we've now completed our maiden drilling program there just before Christmas and are now awaiting assays. Our aim there is to substantially increase that resource and also to progress development plans over the next 12 months. In addition, we'll also be drilling shortly at the Sisters Gold Project in the Pilbara, which is in the same geological setting as De Grey's world-class semi-discovery. So, Kerry, certainly it's been a very busy and successful 2020 for us. And I think Kalamazoo's set up beautifully going forward. As you can see, we've got multiple drill programs underway during 2021 in both Victoria and the Pilbara. And hopefully these results from these programs will add further value to our shareholders.
A quick question for you, Luke. If we just go back to the Ashburton Project, you acquired that from Northern Star. Was there a reason that Northern Star didn't want that project anymore? I think that's a question that some of our viewers might be interested in hearing. Yeah, no, absolutely, Kerry. Northern Star had held that project for about 10 years, and it actually purchased it before it went on a buying spree back in 2013-14, and bought a number of very large projects, which has set it up for where it is today. But it's held this Ashburton project for almost 10 years now. And even though at 1.65 million ounces, it's a good sized project, it's not what Northern Star would consider to be a tier 1 project. But we're very happy to take it to tier 2 or tier 3 project, Kerry. So it's the right fit for us, and full marks to Northern Star as well. They could see that by developing the type of arrangement, it was very much a win-win for us. Great, thanks. I'll talk a little bit more about the Ashburton project and Northern Star a little bit later on, Kerry. Corporate snapshot, if I can. As you can see from this chart on the left, we've got a tight share register with the top 5 shareholders controlling about more than 50% of the stock. And following on from our first drilling program in January last year, Eric Sprott and Novo Resources made a cornerstone investment at a premium, and they now each hold about 7.5%. We've got 2 separate exploration teams in Victoria and WA and a strong board and management team. Currently, we've got a market cap of about $70 million. Share price is off a little bit, but most of the gold stocks are off the last couple of months. We're well funded. We've got about $9 million of cash and receivables and an ongoing stream of options that are regularly providing a capital inflow. And as you can see from this chart, Kerry, our share price, it's got still a nice upward trend over the last 12 months.
If I can, I'll just give you an update as to our Victorian gold projects. It's well known that the Bendigo zone of Victoria was one of the richest gold fields in the world, with more than 60 million ounces produced in the 1850s to 1890s. But what really sets it apart is its incredibly high average grade of 15 grams a tonne. And compare that, Kerry, to WA, which I think is 1.8 grams a tonne. I think, as we all know, the Victorian goldfields were very much unloved for about 150 years, despite its rich history. And this all changed in recent years with Kirkland Lake's recent discovery and mining success at Fosterville. And then this has gone up another notch by the recent government tender for large exploration leases surrounding Fosterville. These leases are due to be awarded in March, which is just a few weeks away. Our Castlemaine and South Markerford projects, which are at the bottom of this map, cover about 480 square kilometres. And between them, they've produced about 8 million ounces of gold. However, as I said, there's been very little exploration in our area and generally in Victoria in recent times. So we're looking to explore smarter and using new and innovative technologies. Our strategy, Kerry, is focused on finding a large gold resource of 1 million ounce plus at a grade of more than 10 grams a tonne. Fortunately for us, though, our project areas share the same age and geology as Bendigo and Fosterville to the north. At Castlemaine itself, 5.6 million ounces of gold was produced mainly in the 1850s, and it's considered to have been the world's richest alluvial or shallow goldfield. This then provides us with numerous brownfield walk-up drill targets, and we've started that process already. Interestingly, apart from one major underground operation at Castlemaine, which was the Wattle Gully mine, the hard rock or the underground source for this incredibly rich alluvial goldfields has yet to be located. And we believe this is reflected by the average depth of historical drilling at Castlemaine being only 137 metres. Yet if you just go 10 kilometres to the west, Kerry, to our South Markerford project, nearly all the gold produced there was from underground at a very high 28 grams a tonne. And of course, to the north, if you go the incredibly rich Fosterville mine, that's now producing at 49 grams a tonne. So we believe we're certainly in the right location for high-grade gold.
And for those of you that are listening and are wondering about the grades, the higher the grade, it's basically, you're mining a richer, it's basically giving you off more cash in simplicity.
Yeah, absolutely. So your costs are lower. However, these high-grade deposits, what it often means is that, they're in smaller areas. So, sometimes they're harder to find, but they're usually much more profitable. So as part of that, target generation is a key focus for us, Kerry. As there's only been limited modern exploration in Victoria, and certainly on our leases, we're throwing a lot of new technologies at our work. We're deliberately taking a smarter, innovative approach by working with CSIRO and a number of collaboration projects. We're also using multi-element downhole and surface geochem, ground magnetics, IP and LiDAR surveys, and 3D structural modelling. So we're trying to throw a lot of new technologies that haven't been used before. And with these technologies, we've identified 10 high priority drill targets at our Victorian projects for drilling over the next year or two, as you can see on this map. These targets include the Mustang and Lightning prospects, which we've already drilled, the Fentimans epizonal gold antimony prospect, which is on that in the left-hand side of this map in red, other targets at South Markerford to the south of Fentimans, and extensions at Wattle Gully. So we've got lots of targets, Kerry, that we intend to test over the next 24 months. We have now completed over the last 12 months our first two drill programs. In March last year, we completed our first drill program at the Mustang prospect at Castlemaine, and we achieved anomalous or high-grade gold in all 14 drill holes, including one intersection, which is well known, of almost 1.5 metres at 261 grams a tonne. And Kerry, as we've discussed before, it's those results that got the attention of Quinton Henney and Eric Sprott.
Yeah, and Luke, you said 14 drill holes and each one had mineralisation. That's quite unusual, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So some of it was anomalous gold, but we're getting gold in all our holes at the moment, Kerry. But again, we're looking for high grade. We're looking for 10 grams plus. So over in the west, they might get 1 or 2 grams or even less and like that, but that's just not going to cut it for us here. At the Lightning prospect, which we completed just before Christmas, this prospect is about 2 kilometres south of the Mustang prospect and also contains extensive workings and shafts. at Lightning, Kerry, there's a long history of mining in the 19th century, again, at a gold grade of, very rich of 31 grams or an ounce a tonne. We drilled 6 diamond holes there for about 1,800 metres, and again encountered anomalous or high-grade gold and associated alteration in all 6 holes. And interestingly, just in the last couple of weeks, a prospector recently discovered coarse gold in quartz nuggets by metal detecting between the Lightning and Mustang prospects. And we went up there and inspected that just a couple of days ago. And this further supports the gold-bearing potential of the area across a strike length now of about 2.5 kilometres. Look, we do consider this mineralisation is structurally complex, but the Mustang Lightning mineralised trend now certainly is highly prospective. And this is going to be a key focus for us this year, Kerry. And something that we've announced just before Christmas, certainly has got us excited, is at South Markerford, which is the Fentimans Reef project. There, we recently identified an epizonal high-grade gold antimony system over more than 1.5 kilometres, and it's similar to the mineralisation seen at the nearby Fosterville and Fosterville mines. And what's different here, Kerry, is it's got high in antimony, and this is not usually seen throughout Victoria. Our results from soil sampling, which you can see from this map, rock chip sampling and field mapping, have established that this gold antimony mineralised system lines up with the historical Fentimans and Smith's reefs. The Fentimans Reef was mined for more than 40 years to a depth of about 200 metres at a grade of about 31 grams a tonne. And that was in about 1850 to 1900. Importantly, again, it was associated with very high-grade antimony lodes containing up to 42% stibnite. Obviously, we're pretty excited as to this discovery. And this has subsequently been validated by Dr. Chris Voisey, who's a leading academic expert in this style of deposit. Dr. Voisey has confirmed our assessment that this type of South Markerford high-grade gold, antimony and arsenic mineralisation is very similar to that seen and observed at Fosterville and Costerfield. So
Luke, does the antimony mean anything? Is the fact that it's with the gold? Is there a relationship there?
Yeah, well, this is a very good indicator. And at Costerfield, they're actually mining a antimony concentrate with gold. At Fosterville, yeah, they're actually seeing, well, they were seeing certainly in the mid layer before they got to the Swan Zone, etc. Yeah, very high antimony. So, we think it's a great indicator, and a great pointer to what potentially could be a very interesting mineralisation. So what we've done in the last couple of months, Kerry, we've undertaken a geophysical or IP survey across the entire area. It's not yet completed, but probably another 4 or 5 weeks. And we've just completed a LiDAR survey as well. And this will then feed into an extensive RC and maybe diamond drill campaign, which is planned to start by the end of this quarter. In my mind, Kerry, the potential of this discovery is very significant. It's now up to us to see if we can identify a major ore body. What's ironic and perhaps very fortunate for us as well is this discovery is just 2 kilometres south of the Malden gold processing plant. So maybe the ducks are lining up here. And Kerry, look, as I mentioned before, look, I'm constantly asked, when will the government award the land tender? It's well known that in 2019, the Victorian government put out the tender 4 blocks of land surrounding the Fosterville mine, as you can see from this map. As you can imagine, the opportunity to be awarded large exploration leases surrounding the world's highest grade and most profitable gold mine has everyone's attention, including us. Being just 10 kilometres from the south, or it's to the north of our Castlemaine border, we consider these leases would certainly be an excellent fit for our portfolio. So with the support of our major shareholders, we lodged what we believe is a very competitive bid for blocks 3 and 4. The government has advised that these tenders will be awarded by March, so we're all keenly waiting on this result. I'll now talk a little bit about the Pilbara, if I could. Thanks, Kerry. In June last year, as I mentioned, we acquired from Northern Star the Ashburton Gold Project, 1.65 million ounces. Northern Star's assessment was that the project has strong potential on both the exploration and production fronts, but its location and size, even at a healthy 1.65 million ounces, no longer fitted inside its portfolio. It's not a tier 1 project for them. But our investigation shows there's significant potential to further expand this existing resource and progress development plans. As we all know, the Pilbara at the moment is subject to major gold activity with De Grey, Calidus, Capricorn and Novo, all in advanced stages of developing gold projects, and it's as seen on this map. it's our view that Kalamazoo is likely to be the next development. And in this regard, we consider our project compares very well with these peers, particularly in respect to grade, where the Ashburton's 1.65 million ounces is a higher 2.25 grams a tonne. One of the key reasons, Kerry...
Sorry, can we just go back to that previous slide for a moment? Because I just saw the Sisters project.
Yep.
And I'm now looking at the De Grey mining. That's had a lot of attention on it. Is that along the same sort of fault line, or how far away is it from De Grey's mining project? We're
about 45 kilometres to the southwest, Kerry, on the same structure, what they call the Willier Shear Zone. And you look, we've got great hopes for the Sisters project, and I'll just come into that just in a little while if I can. Because I've got a couple of slides which I think will give a bit of context to this project itself.
Thanks, Luke.
And with the Ashburton itself, one of our key reasons and our interest in it is that we believe it's got significant brownfields and regional exploration potential. Our director in the West, Paul Adams, he's taken an executive role, Kerry, on this, and he's leading our exploration in WA, not just at the Ashburton, but also at the Sisters. And Paul's put together a very experienced team. At the Ashburton, our immediate aim is we want to substantially increase the oxide and sulphide resource, well north of 2 million ounces. And we've got a very systematic exploration program designed to help us do that. We've just completed our maiden drilling campaign just before Christmas and are very pleased with the results, but assays still are pending. And over the next 12 months, we will also progress potential development options in regards to the oxide and sulphide ore. Some of this work, Kerry, is going to build on some of Northern Star's earlier plans to build a 100,000 ounce CIL plant to treat the oxide resource and then build a stage 2 sulphide plant. Northern Star shelved these plans back in 2013 when the Australian gold price suddenly dropped below $1,300. But we believe we've got an outstanding opportunity to progress this project, especially now that the Australian gold price is substantially higher, north of $2,400. With the project itself, it covers about 217 square kilometres with 7 mining and exploration leases. And when Northern Star acquired the project in 2010, after it already produced 350,000 ounces, it quickly expanded the resource by a further 1 million ounces with an extensive drill program. And as you can see from this tenement plan, the resource is spread over 5 main deposits. But again, a key for us are the numerous brownfield and regional prospects that remain untouched. There's excellent infrastructure on site where we've got water, we've got power, we've got a nearby gas pipeline, a well-fitted out camp, core farm and airstrip. Our drilling itself started at the War Prospect, and that's where most of our drilling was in this recent campaign. And the War Prospect itself has already been mined. There's already 68,000 ounces, or there's a resource of 68,000 ounces at 3.6 grams a tonne. But below the existing War pit, we believe there are areas of historical drilling that have highlighted this excellent potential for down plunge mineralisation. And these is what we tested by a recent drill program. And about 400 metres to the west of the War pit is a prospect called Connie's Find, which is surface gold anomalism over a length of about 250 metres. Again, we don't believe Connie's Find has been adequately tested in the past, and this was a key target for our recent drill program. At the Ashburton, or primarily ore, 5,800 metres was drilled, mainly RC, and was wrapped up just before Christmas. And I'm pleased to report that although final assays are still pending, prospective thick quartz and ironstone units were intersected, which is very typical of the gold-rich warm mineralisation. We also drilled at the Mount Olympus resource and to provide bulk samples for gold deportment studies and metallurgical test work. And we're going to do more work on that in the upcoming months. Kerry, I'd just like to talk a little bit about the Sisters project, if I can now, which is about 45 kilometres to the southwest of De Grey's world-class Hemi discovery. Many pundits are predicting that Hemi may end up with being a 5 million ounce plus resource, but we'll just have to wait and see. We understand that De Grey are probably going to bring out a resource estimation on that probably towards the end of this year. It's situated along that same Willier Shear Zone, which you can see on this map on the right-hand side. But importantly for us, the Sisters project's never been drilled for gold. So we've done a lot of work and have developed 5 initial drill targets for the Sisters based on our extensive pre-drill work. Here at the Sisters, we've got two main prospects that we're going to target to start with. The first one is the Wattle Plains prospect, and it contains the most extensive and highest intensity gold in soil anomaly at the Sisters, consisting of about a 1.2 kilometre long zone, which you can see at the top hand of that left-hand map. We intended to test this prospect with 11 lines or fences of RC drilling, and this will see about 49 drill holes at about 100 metres deep each. And that is designed to test that gold in soil highs. And at the Satyrus prospect, which is on the right-hand side, a prominent bullseye anomaly of about 400 metres diameter has been identified between these two major granite bodies. Again, Kerry, we consider this to be highly prospective as an intrusion-related gold target, and this will also be drill tested. We're just waiting on our final approval there, and we aim to start drilling by the end of Q1.
2 minutes left, Luke.
Yeah, well, I guess I'm just coming to summarise now, Kerry. Step ahead of you if I can. I think to summarise, look, it's been a very busy 12 months for us, and I'm sure we're well placed to achieve major success on both the exploration and development fronts during 2021. I think we're uniquely placed by owning major projects in Victoria and the Pilbara, and they're considered to be some of the most prospective gold regions in the world today. In Victoria, like everyone else, we're searching for the next Fosterville and well placed for exploration and perhaps even tender success. And importantly, that recent discovery of that epizonal high-grade gold antimony system at South Markerford has what we believe all the attributes of a Fosterville deposit. And that's going to be a key focus and drilling for us this year. At the Ashburton, we're looking to substantially increase that existing 1.65 million ounce resource and progress development plans during 2021. And we continue to have great support from our key cornerstone shareholders and are well funded. And finally, as we're going to be drilling across 3 of our projects, Kerry, over the next 12 months, this will ensure constant news flow, which our shareholders always want. So, Kerry, thanks for your interest and ongoing support, and happy now to take any further questions.
Well, Luke, we've got a pretty busy day today, but will you be joining us tonight in the Zoom networking?
Absolutely.
Fantastic. Well, that'll be at 5:30. It's coming up to lunchtime, I guess, but we'll see you there because we've run out of time now. But all I can say is congratulations. While everybody else was, having a bit of a relax, you guys seem to up the ante and go, let's go hard, let's go strong. And 2 great areas that you are looking in and with very high grade results coming out. So congratulations.
Absolutely, Kerry. And once again, it's a pleasure to present with your conference.
We'll see you soon. Thanks, Luke.
Thanks, Gary. Bye.